Do you regret your vote for President Trump?
We don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Salman Fiki, he was at this July 2024 rally in St. Cloud, Minnesota. You can see him at this event with Minnesota Somali leaders giving their endorsement in November of last year. You posted on social media, I, Salman Fiki, am formally announcing that I'm ending all collaboration with the Republican Party.
It was very dehumanizing and is very unpresidential coming from the commander-in-chief of the United States to dehumanize and to dehumanize a whole entire community by calling them garbage.
Do you regret your vote for President Trump?
No, I don't regret my vote. I have conservative values, and I see politics through that lens.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Global Views with Josh. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button, smash the subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest deep dives into America's wide, unpredictable political earthquake. And trust me, today's story, wow, you might want to grab a seatbelt because today we're talking about a political plot twist absolutely nobody had on their 2025 bingo card. Minnesota's Somali community, a group that shocked the nation when a noticeable chunk swung toward Donald Trump in recent election, is now reportedly looking around like, wait, that's what we voted for? Yeah. Now, the FAFO movement seem to have checked in right on schedule.
On this edition of FAFO, the Somalis for Trump edition.
Which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Now, let's rewind back to the 2024 election season because some Somali voters said that the economy and social issues are driving them to vote for Trump. Economic issues and LGBTQ issues in local schools are prompting more Somali voters to choose Republican candidates, say several Somali community members. Then this article here said that Democrats lost support with Somali Minnesota voters in 2024 presidential election. Concerns about the war, the economy, and not feeling heard contributed to shifting political tide. And a lot of them then voted based on faith as well as against LGBTQ issues. Well, let's see how some of them are doing now. New immigration operation is set to target Somali migrants in the Twin Cities, Minnesota. And this one goes with the video clip that I just showed you. It says Trump calls Somalis garbage, he doesn't want them in the country. Makes me wonder if any of those Somalis have like friends or family members that are of questionable status or aren't permanent or legal residents of some type, because these raids are gonna go after them specifically. And he also called your folks garbage. I'm gonna venture a very strong educated guess and say that you did not expect the leopards to come and eat your faces. But anyways, have the day that you voted for. Bye.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for George Rape, 2024, vote for Maziong in St. Paul, 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
I'm a person of deep Muslim faith, Abrahamic religion. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. I love my Christian brothers and sisters. People who come from different communities and backgrounds. We're all the same. We live in a country where we should be working together, not hurting each other, not defaming each other. We should be protecting the rights of every person to speak. Because today, if I am supporting the censorship of a segment of this country, guess what? Tomorrow I will be censored too. And I don't want that for myself or for my family. And that's why it's surprising to say, Trump is kind of an asshole, right? He says a lot of things. He's not the nicest person in the room. He's not going to sugarcoat things for you. But guess what? The 4 years he was president, nothing happened to me personally. I was safe. This community was safe. This country was safe. Yes, immigration changed in a way that I did not agree with, and I fought against it. And guess what? Change did happen, because in this country we have a system and a process where we have values and ideas brought to the table, and the people in this country gets to decide what is good for us. Trump is not going to agree with everything that I have to say, nor do I agree with everything he has to say, but I fundamentally believe he is the safest bet for our country moving forward. Our economy is in shambles. People cannot work, yet we're talking about awesome wage growth, awesome job numbers, and then months later we have those numbers detracted as falsehoods. We no longer hold truth to be sacred in this country. We have a media landscape where truth is now falsehood and falsehood is now truth. And I am not down with that. So for me, I'm going to continue to advocate for those who are sad, saying that I'm abandoning my party. Guess what? I did not abandon my party. My party abandoned me, and I'm not going to be party to that. And we're going to organize over this last couple of days to change the direction of this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. USA, USA, USA.
Somali man said he voted for Trump. In my mind, that's like seeing poison, drink it, and not expect to die. I mean, how can you be an immigrant, especially immigrants of color, and support Donald Trump, who repeatedly told you that some immigrants are trash? He's only specifying immigrants of color and countries that he doesn't like. He's told you that Haiti, people from Haiti eat dogs. These are things that Donald Trump said in the past, and he's been doing it since 2016 to 2020. So my question is, what's your inspiration inside your head as a person of color from East Africa, where they say a lot of wise people come from? Wise people come from East Africa. There's no wisdom in voting for Donald Trump. If you're an African immigrant of color, they do not like you. He said this repeatedly. He told you guys this. They don't like you. How can you support a person? Do you hate yourself that bad that you actually love people or like people who do not like you or support your community? Are you that self-hated? Are you that self-hated that you actually hold people in high regards who despise your very existence? Do you hate yourself that much? Where's your consciousness as a person of color from Africa? Apparently, a lot of you have none. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that my descendants are from West Africa. Happy they are from West Africa, because this does not make no sense whatsoever to me. What's your motivation and inspiration to support Donald Trump? To the point where you go vote for him. What inspired you to do that? And look what he's doing to your people now. He's been this way. It's nothing new that he came up with last year. This is something new that Trump did. Trump's been this way. He been told you that. He don't like some people. He told you that. And you never have you ever heard him talk bad about immigrants who are not of color? Have you ever hear him say something derogative or bad about an immigrant who is not of color? He only speaks down to use derogatory terms to describe immigrants and people of color. That's it. So where's your what motivated you and told you inside your head it's a good decision and choice? You skip You had a choice between two candidates and you skipped Kamala Harris, right? And you voted for Donald Trump, a person of color, an immigrant. Do you think they like you? They don't like your existence. They do not like you. So all these people from Somalia or anywhere in the world you're from for that matter, as an immigrant and you're supporting Donald Trump, you need to go get checked, man, because something is seriously wrong with your ass. You can't be that self-hated. And forget the story about, well, you know, his policies. Forget all that shit. Once you tell me you don't like me, I don't care what policy you have. Or it doesn't matter. As long as you tell me and my people that you do not like us, and we're shitty and we're this and we're that, there's no policy you have that can make me support you, ever. That's just the way I see it. Peace.
Somali leaders endorsed Donald Trump during the election, and now he wants to deport them. So if you don't remember, during the election, Somali leaders in Minnesota did a press conference where they publicly endorsed Donald Trump. Now, fast forward to recently, Donald Trump is, doing his press conference on the news, and he's saying that he wants Somali people gone. He says that he does not like them. He says that, I guess, the areas that they live in are poverty-stricken, and, they're not good people, and that's why they don't even want to live in their own country. And he knows that it's not politically correct to say that, but he don't like them, and he wants them gone. There's a lot of immigrants that are learning the hard way that, your proximity to whiteness means nothing. There's a reason why a lot of black people don't care to be, in white spaces. They don't care to bootleg or none of that. There's a reason, because at the end of the day, whether you believe that you're black or not, I'm not black, I'm Somali, they don't care. So now these leaders have gotten on, national television, told their community to vote for this man, their community that probably trusts them, and that same man is talking down on them as people, talking down on their country, and wants them gone. To no surprise. And then you have Somalis now tweeting, that black Americans think it's funny. They're not worried about, what's happening to Somalis when, this is just going to intensify racial profiling, and they're now going to be racially profiled. I'm so sorry. Somali people, yeah, some of y'all are beautiful, but there's no way in hell you're going to look at me and tell me that I look like I'm from Somali. You know that I don't look like, I look like an African American. I'm not getting racially profiled as somebody from Somali. I'm so sorry. They have very distinct features, and it does not align with what I look like. So no, I am not worried. And I feel bad for the ones who were not naive and not dumb, but this is something that you have to take up with your community, not mine.
Somalis are being hunted in Minnesota. Ethnic groups are being hunted in Dearborn, Michigan by ICE. They are deporting people. They're dragging them out of court. Somalis are scared to go outside of their homes, to go to work, to go about their daily lives. And I would just like to say to them and all of those people that are hurting, I told you so. I told you so. We told you so. You thought that because you don't like some of the things that the Democrats espouse or stand for, that you were going to vote Republican. The Republican Party has no place for minorities. It never has been. It never will be in the modern era. Okay? The same person that you supported and gave to and said, never Kamala, Donald Trump, his departments are now hunting you to deport you and your family members. And let me tell you something. I don't feel bad for you, and here's why. I've heard you say, oh, we're not black, we're Somali. Well, we are black, and we have been building a reputation and wealth in this country for a long time. There's 44 million of us that know how to navigate the system. We have power politically. We have power in almost all of the major industries in this country, and we told you guys how to vote. I don't agree with all of the things the Democrats do and say. America is not about that when you vote. America is about protecting you, your family, and your community. If you had voted Democratic, your Somali brothers and sisters would not be getting drug out by their foreheads in courts. You would not be getting hunted right now. Now, this goes for you guys as a lesson to learn how to vote in 2028, 2026, and beyond. Now, if you keep voting Republican, they're going to keep doing this to you. That's just the reality of it. And you see, nobody is coming to be your ally and defend you. Because guess what? You told us go F off. And you told never Kamala, anybody but Kamala. You got who you wanted. Now pay the price.
The Somali reaction to Trump and MAGA has genuinely impressed a lot of people. And I think what you're seeing is what a culture looks like that has no built-in need for white approval. Like, Somalis are giving nonsense answers to nonsense questions. Why are Somalis in Minnesota? It was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Now, you compare that to a culture that has a desperate need for white approval, like Indian American culture, where their whole response to hatred from MAGA was, no, we're actually great. You should like us. We're really great. You should like us. Somalians, on the other hand, straight up nonsense answers because we genuinely don't give a fuck. Now, Somalis owe a apology to Latinos in Minneapolis because they've mainly been arresting Latinos. Like we said, we're mostly citizens, so they've mainly been taking their anger out on Latinos. We probably also owe an apology to the wives of ICE because, their frustration probably gets taken out on you.
Happy Friday. I want you guys to check out a little short clip and then I'm going to come back and talk about this. How delusional, how stupid, how foolish does this man sound in this video? And everything that's happening to him is what? Well-deserved. You campaigned for this. 1 second.
What would you say to the president if you were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
So, you mean to tell me that you want us, American citizens who are not Somalian, to feel some type of empathy for you because you voted for the 34-count convicted felon who was found liable of rape, thinking that he was going to make all these changes for you and your family? He was going to be tough on crime. He was going to be better for the economy. Did you not see or realize what happened with the president of MAGA even before he came his second term? How he targeted the Haitian community in Ohio. He literally vilified these people. And for some reason, you think that you're a Somalian Republican, that you're exempt from the wrath of stupid Donald Trump? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And then you say that you have 5 children. Well, what did you teach your children when you went out and voted for Donald Trump? What did you teach them? Listen, all of the backlash that you are getting right now, you deserve it. Period, point blank. It is so hard to feel any type of empathy or feel sorry for people like you who go out and vote for a man who is literally tearing the country apart. He said he was going to crack down on immigration on the campaign trail. You're an immigrant. What did you think was going to happen? You people are so stupid and delusional that it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. I just don't understand what you want from people when you go to CNN crying and complaining and all of this type of stuff. And then you're standing tall that you have been voting as a Republican for the last 25 years. Keep voting that way. Keep voting that way. But don't come here looking for any type of empathy because your ass is getting exactly what you voted for. Period, point blank. Happy Friday.
So let's break this down. When the headlines first popped up showing Trump gaining support among some Somali American voters, the reactions flew everywhere. The right celebrated, the left panicked. The internet, of course, the internet did what it does best. Memes, chaos, and whip that's happened. But why did some Somali voters shift right in the first place? Now, a mix of reasons was floated around. Frustration with local democratic leadership, concerns about crime and policing, business owner issues, cultural conservatism, and, of course, the forever popular, we want change, any change, those sort of energy that American politics feeds on like oxygen. But now, things are looking different because the same administration that certain Somali voters thought might uplift their voices has apparently turned policy floodlights directly at immigrant communities, including theirs, of course. Now, immigration checks tightened, refugee programs stalled, benefits reviewed, and rhetoric hotter than a Minnesota July heat wave. Yes, they have those. And suddenly, many are realizing maybe the guy who campaigned on being tough on immigrants might actually be tough on immigrants. Who would have guessed? Now, where is the regret coming from? Reports and community discussions show several pain points. One being increased immigration enforcement talk. Even if the policies aren't aimed solely at Somali immigrants, the communities feels the impact. Fear spreads fast when you're a refugee on first generation immigrant, and fear doesn't care if you voted red or blue, right? Now, cuts to social programs. Minnesota has relied on community support structure for decades. Things like housing, nutrition, and job assistance programs. Now, some imagine the confusion when Somali voters who backed Trump realized the same federal system they depended on is now being threatened with cuts, restrictions, or demands that hit immigrant families the hardest. Third being political targeting. Trump hasn't exactly been quiet about Imam Omar, who represents a district with a huge Somali population. And when the leader of the party you voted for goes after someone who represents your community by name, it gets personal. Now, let's, make it a little less hard. Now, it's almost like boarding a roller coaster, ignoring the giant. This ride goes upside down and it might make you scream sign, right? Those kind of sign on a roller coaster. And then halfway through, you're shouting, hey, why are you upside down? But that's American politics for you. Voters experiment, parties overpromise, and the consequences, they always show up. Never late, never early, always dramatically on time. What does this mean moving forward? Now, the interesting part is what happens next, because Somali Americans are one of the most politically engaged immigrant communities in America. They organize fast, they mobilize faster, and they don't forget easily. Now, if regret is turning into frustration, and frustration turns into political actions, you may see a massive realignment in Minnesota before 2026. Even as we approach. Now, the Democratic Party, which maybe took Somali support for granted, is suddenly paying attention. Republicans, smelling a political opportunity just months ago, might now be rethinking their messaging. And the Somali community itself is having some real conversations about representation, loyalty, and political reality. Now, this isn't just about Trump. It's about what happens when immigrant communities try to navigate a system that rarely treats them as a priority voters. Now, it's about the risk of aligning with any party that sees you as convenient one day and disposable the next. And it's about learning. Sometimes the hard way that political promises are only as real as the policies that follow. Now, before we close, here's the real takeaway. Communities evolve, voting blocks shift. But regret is one of the fastest political teachers in the world. And it looks like these Minnesota Somali voters just at least maybe graduated with honors. So, thank you for watching Global Views with Josh. If you did enjoy this breakdown, or if it maybe made you laugh, think or yell at your screen a little, make sure to subscribe and share this video. Your support helps this channel keep bringing, honest, sharp global political analysis, to your feed. So do well to share, subscribe, like, comment, keep on commenting. Tell me what your thoughts are, how we can grow too on the channel. Tell me what your views are. I'm willing to listen. Now, let's talk. Do you think Somali voters were misled, or did they miscalculate? Will they return to the Democrats, or is this a temporary emotional swing? And what does this mean for immigrants voting trends nationwide? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's spark a real conversation. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, credit belongs to original creators.